joined today, as always, by Big Mike
What
Durosic
up?
and Rococo Haley. And
The goat.
today it's been a little bit. We got a lot to cover since we got an episode out. We're all employed. We're kind of unks.
Nate's fault.
My
Not
sure,
unks.
sure.
Definitely not.
Nah. We
Definitely
we
Melvin's fault. This dude's
we
sleepy.
we are unks. Okay, we are all getting old. We are
I'm a
getting
parent,
old.
so let's just say that. I'm an actual dad.
Yeah, Rococo, you're pushing 32, bro.
Rococo and Nate are unks.
You're
Y'all are the unks.
closer. You're closer to 30 than 20, my guy.
It's not true.
No, I'm
Yes.
trolling. I'm trolling. But before this episode starts, we got to give a very special shout out to, is it Trandon?
Yeah, my boy Trandon.
Trandon,
What
bro.
up, twin?
Shout out you, bro. I'm gonna say something this episode that you can relate with. And I'm not gonna say all right, bet. I'm gonna say let's continue. So, in
Here we
fact,
go. For them old
let's
heads.
let's continue with this pod. So,
Hey,
first thing up on the agenda, we had SummerSlam. That's the second biggest PLE of the year. Massive. It was for the first time ever 2 nights this year. And so,
I
yeah.
have a question real quick.
What's up?
How do we feel about it being 2 nights?
I
We
think it
like
could have
it,
been one.
don't like it, could have been one. We all know it's a money grab. Does this open the door for better matches in the future? Hopefully, right? But what are your overall opinions? Let's just hit this real quick because we didn't talk about it last pod.
I'd
Rococo.
rather be shorter. I'd rather be one night, personally. 2 nights, especially with how WWE's built right now, there's no reason behind it. The roster is just way too small, and they start stretching it. They start throwing things on, just throw things on, and giving matches way too much time, which we'll probably get into, but matches that extended that time frame that they should have. They knock it down to one. Things get more serious. There's for sure a balance though, because would you rather have a 5 match SummerSlam, all of them have good storylines, or do you want to give more people time to shine in 2 nights? One
Yeah,
and a half
there,
days.
yeah, for real, there is a balance. I do agree with you. I will say, we'll talk about this later. I just have a really big issue right now with how much of a money grab TKO and the WWE are right now. And I
Mm-hmm.
don't want to get started because I don't want to steal any of Nate's thunder because he's ready to go crazy. But that's all this is to me. I didn't I like being able to watch something on the Sunday night, but at the end of the day, something there's something special about WrestleMania being 2 nights, and you take it away when you start leaning towards multiple PLEs being 2 nights. It loses this thing that makes it special. That this is a 2 night event. Well, now you want Money in the Bank to be 2 nights. You want SummerSlam to be 2 nights. That loses it's what makes it special goes away when you do it all the time. So there's my little rant how I feel about it. I know people may disagree, but
Yeah,
don't like.
I agree with both of y'all. And what I think it really is a difference between the way that Vince books the PLEs and the way Triple H is booking the PLEs is like Vince didn't really care about the time. There was, I don't remember which one it was, Rococo or Mike. You might know which one it was, but there was one that went till like 12 a.m. one time because it was just so overbooked. And Triple H, what he's doing, it's five matches. It's super short. And so I get why they're trying to make it 2 nights, and I agree. Like it's for money. That's really what it is. More viewers, more ads, more commercial time, more spots, more moments, more everything. You know what I mean? But at the same time, some of these matches just could have been main events on SmackDown, and maybe not even a main event. Like I'm just gonna keep it a buck, bro. That solo Fatu match was buns. Okay, that was it. Could have been heat, and it was buns, bro. It like there was so much, and I'ma just say it, bro. I hate Talatanga. That dude is trash, bro. He's just tall, bro. He's trash.
He's a
Like
goat, bro.
all he is 7 feet. He's buns, bro. And I don't even know who some of these dudes are, bro. We just need to get Zilla. Just get Zilla, bro. Where's Zilla at? Why are we getting Talatanga? Get Zilla, bro. But yeah, I would rather it be one night with
Hey,
five
speaking of him,
solid
speaking of him,
matches.
look at your screen. Speaking of him, there he is. He's on. We're watching Raw. Here he is. Here's your guy. Here's that bloodline. Why are they attacking Sami Zayn?
Oh, bro, you're behind.
Yeah, wait.
Where am I behind?
Dude, we're
You're significant.
behind
You're
am
about
I?
10 minutes.
dude,
You're,
this is
you're
a
about
match
10
with
minutes.
EO
I'm not
and
gonna lie.
Roxanne, bro.
I don't know why it just joined me there.
It's all good.
Okay.
But Nate, going off of what you were saying, I feel like for me, as I was hearing you speak, there's a pay per view now, like every 3 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
It's way too often. And a two night pay per views could really work if they'd calm down on it. If every pay per view was once a month, like it used to be, or even like once every 6 weeks, you make these pay per views feel important. You make it 2 days, we're gonna pay attention a whole lot more. But if we have something every 3 weeks, hey, you get two pay per views.
Yep.
It's like,
You would
okay,
say how they fix this? Brand specific PLEs. That's how they can get away with even having multiple. Is if you just have like a Raw PLE, a SmackDown PLE, and then they come together for like the bigger ones. That's how you could do it. Also, Nate, the longest WWE pay per view event was WrestleMania 35. It was 7.5 hours.
That yeah, that's just so overbooked. Like everything was not. I know everything was not good on that.
That's nuts.
including
That's
the pre-show
ridiculous.
or just like the straight up
Pre-show
WrestleMania.
and including pre-show, which clocked in at 7.5 hours, making it the longest WWE produced pay-per-view in company history. The WrestleMania itself ran for 5 hours and 10 minutes. That's wild, bro.
Yeah, that's a little crazy. That's very OD. But yeah, I mean, I'm gonna save a lot of my ranting for when we talk about just the direction that the company's headed, especially with, Nick Khan and TKO and all that stuff. But from night one of SummerSlam, there's not much that I personally want to talk about other than one, the Shula Fala, bro. That is
Love it.
fire. That's so funny, bro. And he took another
Whoever
pair.
created that, Gilmore Race.
For real. That's some
Give
of the
him a
best
raise.
writing we've seen this year, bro.
And I will say this for those who don't understand the taking the shoes, I'm gonna give a shout out to my boy Riley. He didn't grow up in the streets. Okay. For those of you who don't know, when you get your butt whooped in the streets, your shoes get stolen. That is what that symbolizes, and it is hilarious. Riley, I love you, bro, but we all know Riley didn't grow up in the streets. You know what I'm saying, so like
I'm
he didn't get
crying.
it. I had to explain it to him. He was like, "I don't get the shoot thing." I said, "Yeah, because you grew up in the nice part of Maumelle." You know what I'm saying?
Grew
Like,
up in the
here's the
suburbs,
thing:
bro.
grew up in the suburbs, bro. Me, man, you getting shoes stolen or you taking them? All right, one of the two. That's just how it was growing up.
No, that's how it really was for us, for real, bro.
Love the Shula Fala. Love it.
But yeah, it's hilarious, bro. And what makes it better is if you watch the last pod, we were live reacting to Raw again because we're also recording on a Monday night. And the whole time I was trolling, just saying, "Take his shoes, take his shoes." He does it, bro. And then I expected that to be the end. It's like, oh, he took the shoes. But when he walked out with those shoes around his neck, bro, I was crying. I was genuinely crying. That was so funny, bro. That's great. That's great writing. But yeah, moving on from that. The other thing we gotta talk about is the
I will
heist
say
of the
real quick.
summer, bro.
I will
Oh
say
yeah,
real
go
quick.
ahead, go
Before you
ahead.
go on. I was actually kind of shocked that Roman and Jay won that match
Me too, to be honest.
because now what do you do with like the bronze and them? Like it's done, right? Or are they just going to keep just stealing the shoes and just beating them up? Right now, that feels like what they're wanting to do since they just did it again. But I'm really shocked that that match went the way. But like I said, Roman ain't coming back to lose a match like that. So, but I was
Whenever I
shocked.
was initially making that prediction, I was thinking the exact same thing. I was thinking Jey Uso was going to get pinned. But thinking about it, it was done. Like Roman and Jay won for us to forget about division completely. Because if the Bronze were to win, NC our mind would go back to Seth Rollins. Our minds would go back to Paul Heyman. If they lose that match, we're and then we watch the rest of the matches, and then that makes the Ruse of the Century hit so much harder because we were expecting them to be down and out, and that to be the end of the faction. Looking at from I guess this point going forward, Braun Breaker is still being pushed to the moon.
To the moon.
He's,
Mm-hmm.
like there's nobody stopping him. And on this episode of Raw that we're watching actively, Braun Breaker just cut a promo, like it was like a video vignette promo on Roman Reigns, like calling him out with both sets of the shoes on his shoulders. And he was talking by himself too. Braun
Yeah,
can go on the mic a little bit.
he's getting good.
So
He's a Steiner, bro. It's in his blood.
it's Bronson Reed. My fault. Bronson
Oh, you're
Reed.
talking about
I mean,
Bronson. Okay.
Bronson Reed. Still though, like they have each of those guys going in three different directions, but also coming back together in a good way.
Yeah.
I feel like they're
They,
set.
they are doing a good job with that, and this is a rarity for me to say right now when it comes to anything creative in WWE. But real quick, Nate, are you drinking a 2 liter of orange Fanta? What
Yo,
in the world,
bro.
bro?
First off, yes, I am. Second, I did not start drinking this a day. I've been drinking this like since Saturday, bro.
Yeah.
And it's just near the end now. But yeah, I mean, bro, when it gets like to this point, bro, you don't put it in a cup. Real ones know you turn it straight up, bro. You just
Well,
drink it.
That's really true.
I've also seen you drink a 2 liter of blue fruit punch.
Yeah, well, that's like a regular thing for me.
Oh, okay.
Well, for context for everyone, so anytime that we all go to the same church, right? Anytime that our church puts on like a big event where I'm gonna be going for multiple days, say it's like a camp, caffeine doesn't really affect me that much because I have ADHD or whatever, or it just
Yeah.
doesn't really
Hey,
affect me. I don't know, but
we all know.
sugar does.
Okay.
Sugar does, and so I
Yeah.
use sugar like caffeine, but the
Wow.
crash is really really bad, and so
Yeah. He's not diabetic.
I just keep consuming the
Wow.
sugar, and I crash at nighttime, and so I'll drink like
Yeah.
those big Hawaiian punches. I found that they're like $2. It's not that bad. It's got like
The
that
sugar
blue
content is.
15,
Yeah.
and it's also got a lot of like fructose, the high fructose corn syrup or whatever. That stuff's
Wow.
pretty detrimental. But hey, if it only happens a couple times
Yeah.
a year, you know what I mean? Can it
Some
really be
say
that
it.
bad?
Some say high fructose corn syrup produces estrogen in the body of males, so that probably explains your height.
Bro, I'm like average. What?
Yo,
I'm 5'10", bro. I'm average. Okay, I just lied.
Everybody
I'm
on this
not
pod,
5'10".
yeah,
I
everybody
just
on this
lied.
pod besides Rococo got ADHD. Here, here's real quick because we haven't been together like this in a while. How's your fish?
Okay, so they're
It's
actually
dead.
doing really good.
It's
No, no, no,
dead.
no, no. They're doing good.
It's
They're
dead.
doing good. They whenever I found out I didn't acclimate them. I don't remember if I said it last time. I didn't properly put them in the
That's how you
water.
killed the first one.
Yeah. And but these they were kind of stressed out for like a day or two after that. But now that they're just like chilling, swimming around, and usually whenever I come home from work and stuff, they swim up because they want food and stuff, and they know daddy's home.
Yeah.
So
Mm. Wow. Yeah. I have a question. This is wrestling related. Rococo, we're back. Okay.
okay, bet.
Rococo keeps us. If you're not watching video, you could just tell by his facial expression.
he was like,
Which gimmicks worse, Io Sky or Lyra? They're both awful. They're both awful to me.
EO Sky is more of a character. She's more of a person. With EO
I
Sky's
hate it.
expression, how she carries herself, that's all EO Sky. Like
Like
that,
her better as heel.
all of that is a part of her. And I feel like, I feel like her as a heel was being carried by Bailey and Dakota, and the idea of like damage control. Ever since she's been by herself, I've enjoyed her a lot more.
Yeah, I feel like
I
her
agree.
story arc is like repetitive though. It's just her and Rhea dancing back and forth. Like, I don't know. I just I'm not an EO Sky fan, and I know that may be crazy to say, but just not a fan. I'd rather Raquel win this than EO.
And truthfully, that's justified. Like I feel like as people that watch wrestling, we have preferences and things we want within our people that we watch wrestle. So of course, do I wish EO Sky we cut a promo in English? Yes. Do I wish that EO Sky could tell more stories besides just in the ring? Of course I do. But it's because that she excels inside the ring. She excels with her expression. She
Yeah.
excels with connecting with the crowd. Hey, she's doing amazing in my eyes.
Yeah, I mean, she's a great wrestler. I will say I get like early Asuka vibes with how she's being like written by WWE currently. Cuz it feels like when Asuka came on the scene, it was that like New Japan style type of wrestling and they really pushed it for that like that demographic for that viewership. And EO feels very similar to me. Like, I wish there was an Asuka EO feud. But is Asuka even on TV right now?
Yes. So
I
right
think
Where
she
she
before this
is?
match that was on, he's a part of the Kabuki Warriors with Kairi
Oh, yeah, yeah,
Sane.
yeah, yeah. You're right. You're
And
right. Yep.
Io Sky had walked up to both of them. She was like, "Hey," well, they were having a baby conversation, and the
Yeah.
Kabuki Warriors offered to go out there in the match with Io, and Io was like, "Nah, I'm
Okay.
good."
Yeah, you're right. I just brain fart. So, all right. Well, there's
Uh,
my.
I think what I think about Io is because I agree, but I think like they're really using her and Rhea right now to put over all these NXT or these girls from NXT because every single one of them is a heel, bro. And I think the EO is actually like even though she doesn't like she can't cut a promo, she don't really speak. I think she's doing a great job just with her in ring ability, putting them
Yeah.
over and stuff. You know what I mean? And so
So here's the thing. It's going to be the same issue that Stephanie Vicaire will have. Like, English is not their primary language. There's a language barrier there. You're going to have to take their broken English for what it is.
mm-hmm.
And Stephanie Vicaire is in the same boat to me. So, but we'll see.
Nah,
It'll be interesting.
yeah, I can see that for
Uh,
sure.
All
But we
right,
gotta
there we
talk
go. We're
about
back on track. Yeah, there we go.
back to the heist of the summer. So, first off, we gotta give CM Punk his flowers. He did win. He beat Gunther, and it was a great match. Is it also a prediction correct for the Mafia because we were saying there that it was fake injury, which it was when he popped out and then threw those crutches down, bro. Took off the leg brace. It's just aura, bro. He's the biggest aura farmer in WWE right now. Jey Uso tries to farm, but he doesn't. Seth Rollins farming and collecting aura, bro. It's wild.
Here's like I legitimately when he came out, okay, I was thinking to myself, okay, here he comes. He's on the crutches and he is talking and he's saying like, "Hey, I'm in the back of your mind," and I'm thinking, "Oh, like maybe he is hurt." And then the crutches he like tosses, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, here we go." That was wild. We knew it was going to happen, and we were still shocked by it. That's how you know something hits. Speaking of Oscar, here she is. I mean, it was incredible. I tip my cap. Rococo, what'd you think of it?
It was done expertly well. Truthfully, so I had called it. I had given y'all evidence, timestamps, all this stuff.
You did. You made me a
So
believer.
whenever he came up with the crutches, I was like, all right, but it's cute. This cute or whatever. And then he started yapping a little bit about pretty much saying he's gonna let CM Punk celebrate and he's gonna get you later. I said, huh? I was caught off guard. I was shook. And then he turns around and starts
Yep.
crutching back. I said, oh, I might be a jerk. I'm about to apologize. I disrespected this man, called his injury fake, disrespected his wife, disrespected his family, and then he dropped him. How did you not work me and then still work me? I
For
can't believe
real.
it.
For real. Yes, bro.
And it
That's exactly
amazes
what
me.
happened.
Like, okay, we've noticed like the short booking within WWE lately. But moments like that, that showed a little bit of restraint.
Yep.
And if you show restraint, good moments like that can happen. And it can get everybody. If you would
And
have just
that's
come
long
running out,
term booking
you would have
too.
lost this.
That's long term. They're showing that you can do it. They showed.
They
Because think
just
about
don't.
whenever CM Punk, exactly, they just don't. Think about when CM Punk first came on, who crashed out in the ring? Seth Rollins. Fast forward a little bit, Seth Rollins is saying, hey, you will never win a championship. Who is commentating the Drew McIntyre and Seth Rollins at Mania? CM Punk. Who has always been in the back of each other's minds? CM Punk and Seth Rollins. CM Punk cuts his promo before SummerSlam. I need this, I need this, I need this. When everybody's mind, you got to remember Seth Rollins saying, you will never, ever be champion as long as I'm here in this company. And guess what happens? He crashes in, cashes in Money in the Bank. This is going to go till Mania, bro. I mean, this is WWE. They're getting it right with this long term booking, and we are all here for it. All here for it. give me this long-term feud over any short-term thing they're doing right now. I'm being dead honest.
Yeah.
It's just more entertaining. It's more
It,
entertaining. What like short-term booking like is more entertaining that you could think of right now than Seth Rollins and CM Punk?
there's not.
It's like even close.
But actually, I disagree with you slightly because here's
I
the
do too.
thing.
Oh, let's
I
see it.
don't I don't think that Triple H is a genius making this up. After watching all of Unreal, bro's making everything up on the fly. He got lucky that CM Punk's the GOAT and Seth
Yeah.
Rollins is the GOAT and that they're able to keep this from getting stale. Because here's the thing. The second that Seth Rollins the man and CM Punk the man are tired of this feud, are tired of going at each other, are not able to make it entertaining for us, Triple H doesn't have a long-term good story anymore because he's not the one who's making this good. It would make sense for a 6-year-old to keep this going because the feud is so good. You know what I mean? Triple H isn't a genius. He just has the best talent in the world right now for professional wrestling. You know what I'm saying? But
So you
I
think
still think it's
Triple H
peak.
is just a manager? You
I
don't
mean,
think this dude is creating anything?
I
No
mean he
prompts to
is.
anybody. He's just managing talent and letting them run with it. I haven't watched all of Unreal. I watched one episode and I thought of what Rococo said. And I don't think I can watch any more of it because there are some things that I want to have sacred to me as a fan. And watching all that behind the scenes stuff with stuff that is happening and still going on kind of messes with it.
Yeah. I wouldn't say manage. I don't think he's managing because they're still planning the matches at the end of the day. They're telling them what to do and it's either you do it or you're out type of thing, you know what I mean? But like for example, with the John Cena story, they talked all about the heel turn. They talked about all the behind the scenes of that. Rococo, did you watch all of Unreal or did you
No,
stop?
I didn't
He ain't
start
watching
it.
it.
You didn't even
He
start it.
ain't watching it.
I'll just say
He
this. I'll
said it
say
on the
this
last pod.
much.
I've
They
seen clips and stuff though. Yeah.
they were at the arena for what was that? Elimination Chamber when he turned? They're at the Elimination
Yep.
Chamber arena
Yep. I saw
and
this on Twitter.
they're literally making it up at the arena the
And
day
it was
of.
CM
There
Punk's
was
idea.
no plan. There was no plan. That's why The Rock hasn't shown up, which I don't want to get into the John Cena heel turn yet because that's going to be another segment we're going to save. But I'm telling you, Triple H is making this stuff up on the fly. Like there's not like a big master plan. Like like think about Marvel for example. You know what I mean? Like there's a timeline. There's movies planned
Yeah.
until 2030. The
Wow.
WWE's not like that. They're
Week
planning
to
stuff
week.
the day of. It's like on a week to week
Yeah.
basis. And with the CM Punk Seth Rollins feud, it naturally makes sense for them to have a match. It naturally makes sense for Seth Rollins to cash in the money in the bank. And you know what? I'm glad that that's what we got as opposed to Seth Rollins, cashing in on Jay or something like that instantly. But I still, at the end of the day, would have rather had someone like LA Knight get the money in the bank and get a push. That's not what we got. I'm glad
Don't get
that this
Rococo
was
started.
they handled it well with Seth Rollins getting it and stuff. But
Yeah.
that's my 2 cents.
Shout out to my boy Trandon, who also agrees with me on the LA Knight. I know Rococo's ready to throw some bars my way. I can tell he's itching over there. All right, Rococo, let me hear it.
All right, bet. This is interesting. A very, very interesting topic. I love doing this podcast stuff because this was a few podcasts ago. There's someone who was like, "Yo, you gotta let Triple H cook," and I said, "Triple H
Wasn't
cooks
me.
Lunchables.
Yes.
Triple H cooks Lunchables. It's very,
Yep.
very short things." Thinking back, with me personally, I'm kind of tired of the Seth Rollins and CM Punk feud.
Okay.
The concept of it is amazing. The
Yeah.
years of story building is amazing, but there's too much stop start. There's too
Okay.
much not there's not enough being pushed within just them. And all their different matches, all their different interactions, I need them to commit to it, finish it, and then come back in 2 to 3 years if they want to. But they're doing this thing where it's a few months on, sometimes a few months off, a few months on, a few months off. I don't completely remember all the history ever since CM Punk's return, but I've always had a problem with that. And I felt like Seth overreacted to somebody that he hates coming back.
Yeah.
I know for us personally, if we hate somebody, if we can't stand somebody, if they enter the room, we're not gonna make a scene. We're gonna get dead silent and just stare at them.
Mm-hmm.
Like in my perfect headcanon, in my reality, I would have loved for CM Punk to return and Seth Rollins walk right past him towards the back.
Yeah.
A sign like that screams
Yeah.
so many more volumes than me. Like, so that's just me. But continuing this on, the story continues. We hit Raw. Oh, wait a minute. Io
I
Sky
know
and Oscar
they're going
beefing.
at it. Yep, they're beefing. Well,
But
I literally
you just
spoke into
asked for it.
existence. Yep.
But the Raw on Netflix was like their culmination of their rivalry between CM Punk and Seth Rollins. They had a great match, ended in two GTSs, and we thought it was over. And then we come back, Elimination Chamber. He gets stomped out, put into the SDF. All right?
Yep.
And it's just this constant with them butting heads and then separating them, butting heads and separating, butting heads and separating. I need something to happen and stick
Yeah.
for me to be satisfied. And I'm just not at that point yet.
So here's the thing, okay? I do agree that there are a lot of side quests with it, but I also know that you're a guy that does not like the short-term story booking. And so in your like when it comes to, some of these feuds that you got like going on a couple weeks, what you want a couple months tops and then move on, or like like I know you said that this is going on too long, but that's because you're saying that there's a lot of like start and stop. If it was continuation, are you with it, or are you still like no, it's still too long?
It truly depends on what's being done and how the story is
Yeah.
told. There's a way to make it work. For example, Roman Reigns and Cody Rhodes had a story that was a year plus.
Yeah.
And I like the idea of it. Some certain things that were done to get to that point, I wasn't a fan of. But all in all, you can make a story that lasts from this point to this point. It's all about how the story is told, though. And if these guys hate each other so much, why is it taking them 2 years, 3 years to finally get at each other and have an end all be all?
Yeah.
Like Cody Rhodes and Seth Rollins had, whenever Cody Rhodes had first came back, they had a trilogy. Seth Rollins lost all of those, but they went at it. They admitted that they didn't like each other, and then they split off. And then they'll come back just naturally. They'll interact, and they'll split off again, and I'm okay with that. But CM Punk and Seth Rollins, anytime we think that we're at the end of it, we're not.
Yeah.
And there's another part to it, and another part to
Yeah.
it.
I get that.
And to a point, that's like no closure anymore.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, that's true. And I want to say I've always been on the team of Triple H has no idea what he's doing.
Yeah,
I
I'm on
said
that
that
team now.
from
After SummerSlam, after
but
watching
Nate,
Unreal,
you
he's
have
trash.
been one of those that before all of that, you were like, let him give him time. You and Melvin definitely.
I'm done. Get him out.
Done.
Get him out.
I'm the one that said he got lucky with Vince McMahon's storylines, and y'all like threw stones at me when
And
I
I
said that.
agree. And I would like to formally apologize because I am now 100% on page with that. He got lucky. That was not him being a. We all credit it to him, but at the end of the day, he really did nothing. You know what I mean? And that's why I say, it's with Seth Rollins and CM Punk, it's kind of plug and play. You know what I mean? He's just like, you know what, we're gonna put them here together because they can put on a good match together. But after listening to Rococo, I kind of agree. It is getting kind of stale, and we need to have a closure and stuff. And then if they naturally, someone's a champ and it's like, oh, I'm the number one contender, have a feud there. That's cool and all. But Seth Rollins, like, coming out all the time, I mean, it's kind of getting a little redundant at this point, but I mean, he did have to get his get back for like when CM Punk won the. Who did he cash in on when CM Punk won the Money in the Bank and did the same thing? I don't. Was that like 2015
Drew
or something?
McIntyre. Wait, what do you?
No, it was he cashed in on. Let me look it up real quick. Let me look it up. But while I'm looking this up, um, this will not end as long as the Bronze are around, in my opinion. What do y'all think about that?
It's justified because the hate is now transitive. All of a sudden, Seth Rollins doesn't like CM Punk since Paul Heyman doesn't like CM Punk. For the Bronze, they're not gonna like CM Punk either.
Mm-hmm.
And it's
Yeah.
just it's tough comparing those numbers.
Yeah.
CM Punk doesn't have a whole lot of allies whenever it comes down to this wrestling thing. But Seth Rollins has connections. Paul
Yeah.
Heyman has connections. Ron Breaker and Bronson. If you want to stretch, you can make people appear. So it's gonna be rough. They're booking themselves into a corner.
They
But
are.
we'll see.
Yep. Also, it was Jeff Hardy.
Jeff
Same
Hardy.
exact things. Fans were so happy that Jeff won. That's why now that I remember this, all the memes were going on like Jeff Hardy celebrating that this just happened to CM Punk on
That's what I'm
Twitter.
saying. He slid
But,
for him, bro. He
yep,
slid for Jeff Hardy.
yep. Also, Bailey's definitely interfering, so get ready to crash out, Nate, on this match.
Stand her, bro. Cannot stand her.
No.
And she's getting interfered with my queen Maxine Dupree in the ring, bro. When she's
If
got this
Maxine
nice
wins, Becky
nice
Lynch,
title shot, bro.
What if, bro?
Also, did she walk out with is that Natalia, bro? Did she walk out with Natalia?
Yeah.
She's
What?
molested. They don't know what to do with her.
Send her to TNA with Bailey, bro. Actually, you know what? Put Natalia and Bailey in a feud together, bro, and Bailey's the heel. How about that? That's gonna be
that's what you want.
the battle of the almost at the battle of the buns, but that might get taken a wrong way. That's I meant like the battle of like the trash, bro, like
Let
the
me
bottom
say this
feeders.
quick. I want to tip my cap. Just briefly want to talk about this with Becky and Lyra, their SummerSlam match. I thought it was great. Yeah, it
Oh, yeah.
did. I didn't like the way it ended. Leading up until Bailey interfered, I thought it was an entertaining match. Also shocked that Becky won.
Me
So
too.
shocked.
And I agree. I had that match at like a I had it like at a solid like 3.9 stars, and then Bailey dropped it down to a 2. Just her being on the screen dropped it to a 2. It was probably actually like 4 stars. It was a really good match. Actually, no, 3 stars, bro. And it was because I don't remember who it was. I think it was Michael Cole, the zip tie. Whoever said that is like, oh, her hand just became free. And then for the rest of the match, you just see her doing this, bro, trying to twist her hands up. And I'm like, dude, at that point, drop the stupid zip tie gimmick. That was stupid in the first place. Why would you not just get handcuffs? Maybe it's because they used handcuffs in the steel cage match. They didn't want to use handcuffs twice. I don't know. But that was dumb. She didn't even really do anything impressive with her hands not being there anyways. You know what I mean? And shout out the commentators for absolutely ruining that spot anyway. So, but yeah, I hate Bailey. I don't hate her. That's too. Actually, I mean, like I hate her character. I don't hate her as a person. I'm sure she's a lovely individual, but I don't want her in the company. She's just boring. Anyways,
Whenever I was looking at that match, whenever I was talking about matches, maybe was going for too long. I was making reference to this match. Y'all know I've really enjoyed this Becky versus Lyra feud, but out of all the matches, I like this one the least. I get the weapon usage, but
Yeah.
pacing is everything,
Yep.
and that thing dragged. It really did. And they used weapons. It was fun at points, but then also, I gotta agree with Nate. Like if a mistake happens, you got to make that thing work. You got to adjust. I understand you got plans. Becky's been doing this for 20 years. Lyra's been doing this for, I don't know, let's say 10. They've had match upon match upon match with each other. Y'all should be able to pivot in the ring.
yeah,
If something happens, make that thing work. But they
Yeah.
stuck with it. Sure.
and you know, another thing after watching Unreal, the gorilla position ever, you know, Triple H is back there listening to commentation. He needs to tell like whoever, not the commentators, but the ref, like, yo, the comment, like it's obvious that it's blown. Let them know to drop it. They need to call to just drop it. Like Triple H, whoever, Bruce Pritchard, anyone can make that call, bro. Whoever's directing the match needs to make the call to drop that spot. And because that's just, bro. It was not hitting for me with the zip tied hands after I, you know, I don't know if I even would have noticed it if they didn't say anything, to be honest. But that ruined the magic. That ruined the magic for me, that commentating. So, but moving on from that one, I don't even know if there's anything else from SummerSlam I want to talk about other than the John Cena Cody Rhodes match, which I had super high hopes for this match. And let me start off by just saying it was a great match. They put on a great match. This was infinitely better.
Yeah,
Infinitely better than what happened at WrestleMania, because that was the biggest steaming pile of doo-doo I've ever seen. And this was great. They put on a great match. John Cena still got it, bro. I know he's even said on some interviews like I don't move I don't feel like I can move as fast anymore, which is why this is his final hoorah. But I mean, it was great. It had great pacing. There were great spots. Uh, it was a great match. I'm not happy with the outcome at all. Um, but I'll let
I,
someone just go ahead and kick it
yeah,
off.
I got something to say. Okay, as someone who literally went and hunted for toy figs today for John Cena, my goat, my guy. They ruined John Cena's farewell tour. The heel has a champion, which y'all know how I felt about this. I did not like it. Did not like it one bit. And the moment he turns face, he drops it to Cody. Why could we not have had face John Cena the entire time? This is when it goes to what you're saying. The Triple H has no idea. The Rock showed up at WrestleMania to have this moment, yada yada yada, ruined everything. Ruined it.
Hmm.
My goat's a face, just lost the belt, and will not have it. I would rather have him have been heel the entire time and leave with the belt than him to turn face. When people wanted him face from the very beginning,
Yeah, and I
they
think
ruined my GOAT farewell tour. They should be ashamed of themselves.
I agree.
The audacity that Triple H has to allow that to happen is diabolical to me.
It would
How
yeah.
dare you? How
It
dare you do that to my GOAT?
it would have been better for them to just make a new belt and let him leave with the Universal at that point, bro. They had to make the heavyweight anyways. Like, then what they did. Because here's the thing, you know, we've talked a lot about the cracks in the man John Cena. He's had the moments with R-Truth where it's like, oh, do I hit him with this? The cracks, all this, and this. That's not an excuse for out of nowhere for him to just completely come out face whenever it doesn't result in anything happening after the fact. Nothing happened except a borderline sex offender coming out to come beat him up some more, bro. And it's like, dude, are we serious, bro? Where is Big Dwayne? Travis Scott can stay out, bro. Travis Scott has ruined celebrity interactions in the WWE for me because of how horribly he handled his time in there. And I was like kind of hyped for him to be there, but it's just like, bro, he did
Yep.
nothing, bro. Travis Scott and Dwayne
Yep.
ruined this story. And after, bro, I finished Unreal that day, and I was so excited to watch SummerSlam because on there, uh, like they were talking about the John Cena heel turn, how it happened, and Triple H looks at The Rock and he says, "How do you see this interaction between you and John Cena?" And he said, "It's just business." That was his direct words. I don't know if you've seen that clip. He said, "It's just business." And so when I heard that, I was like, "Oh my gosh." It was never about John Cena. That's why he hasn't been here. It was never about John Cena. It was all about getting Cody's soul. And that would have been an amazing story. For John Cena, you had the cracks, right? You could have used that, all that. And I don't even think that's Triple H. I think that's John Cena just being an amazing in-ring performer and telling a story with the cards that he's been given, because this wasn't his idea. It was not his idea. This was Bruce Pritchard's idea, and Triple H liked it, and then everybody else liked it. But this is just John Cena been putting on, an amazing performance with what the bad hand he's been dealt, basically. But what I thought was gonna happen was Cody wins. Cody's literally beating him with a turnbuckle. When on God's green earth has he ever done something like that? I thought the Rock's music was gonna hit. He comes out, and then he basically just sicks Cody Rhodes on John Cena just to basically show I've got his soul now. And it was never about John Cena being, the third man, the second man, the faction, whatever. It was just about him getting Cody Rhodes' soul, and that's how you turn him heel. But instead, they just hug. Cody leaves, and then you've got Brock freaking Lesnar coming
Right.
back out, and it's like, bro, I don't want to watch John Cena get beat up by Brock Lesnar again. If I wanted to watch that, I could go watch the 2010s, okay? I don't want to
Yeah.
see that in his retirement tour. Let's get some matches with, Drew McIntyre. Some of the people that we've got, in the company right now. It's like, come on, bro.
Here's the thing, okay, real quick. They're not turning Cody Rhodes heel. If they were going to do it, they would have done it at SummerSlam. The cash grab Cody Rhodes is, the hugging babies, interviews, all that stuff.
Make a wish.
But yeah, you lose that once he's heel.
Yep.
They're not. They are WWE will not let him turn heel. They won't. The other thing I want to say to what you said, Nate, about Brock Lesnar, it's been rumored that Cena has picked his opponents in this farewell tour. So if you got John Cena saying, I want Brock Lesnar, does that help it? Or you're like, still, no, gross. I don't want to see Brock Lesnar. Because I'm against Brock Lesnar coming in and squashing John Cena. It drives me nuts because of how shallow Lesnar's bag is. F5, 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 F5. It's like, cool, bro. We get it. That's all he does. And I'm distracted because I got Bailey on my screen.
I,
All
I,
see
I
her
didn't even
purple hair.
realize. Gosh, bro. Oh, I'm stooping my mouth a little bit.
She got red hair. She got purple hair. What color's her hair? I don't know.
Oh,
Coco, what do you think about all this? You're sitting over there, just.
But
yeah, you're
I was
pondering.
I've never heard Nate that passionate before. I was letting him do his thing.
Hey, he texted me saying that he was going to crash out today.
That was great. So for me, I'm somebody who's like played the fence on the John Cena heel turn idea. I've always had this idea of John leaving with the title. I love the idea of that. That's something we've never seen before, and I was full sent with it. That heel turn at Elimination Chamber. There's very few times where we leave Melvin's house and I'm like, bruh, wrestling is back. And that night, oh my goodness. Seeing how things turned, a lot of the time, I want to believe. I get a trash match, I see a trash match, I see something okay within the feud. I'm like, okay, cool. Give it time. John Cena starts this many months left. And we get to the week before his face turn. Where Cody Rhodes puts him through the table. John Cena with the serious face, hey, I can't do it. I was getting worked. I was. I admit it. And then I was like, okay, cool. So John Cena's for sure. They're still gonna have this match. It's gonna be a street fight. I'm excited. We come back to Friday night, and John Cena comes back to the ring and switches up instantly. With everything in me, there's no reason to do that. Ever. Biggest heel turn of all time. Getting reversed in a promo. Just because Cody Rhodes knocks some sense into him? Are we serious? Then I began thinking to myself, how would I have made that better? John Cena is one of the best actors we've seen. I truly believe that instead of the face turn promo, we have John Cena come in serious. Understand that he's facing the future face of the company. And he's dead serious and he's cutting this promo. He's going off on Cody Rhodes. And then we start to see some slight little cracks. You're like, Cody Rhodes is new, but I've hustled more than him. But I've been more loyal to this company than he has. He doesn't respect me as a champion. Stuff like that. It was some small cracks. And then at SummerSlam, have heel John Cena versus face Cody Rhodes. And as John starts off with ruining wrestling, messing up holds, making Cody Rhodes fall, look messed up. Cody Rhodes puts in some offense. John Cena returns. And then instead of being impassionate, instead of not caring, John starts to get that fire back in him. And then you start to see a smile on John's face. And now there's a shift between this old John to this John that actually enjoys what he's doing once again. You have that interplay. Still have the match play out pretty much the exact same. The Super AAs, you make it go crazy because the fans want it. And then have the match end and then them still connect afterwards. So have
Yeah.
John Cena's heel turn happen, his face turn happen within the match gradually over
Yeah.
these 40 minutes. His mindset shift. And then for him to realize that this heel turn wasn't worth it. Cody Rhodes leaves, John Cena grabs a mic and he begins talking. And that's where you do it. You have to apologize. Say that this wasn't worth it. This wasn't worth turning my back on you guys as fans.
Yep.
I was like, I want him to cry borderline. I want this to seem
Yeah.
like his retirement speech.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then you have Brock Lesnar come out. Oh, it's peak. It's 1,000% peak. But the thing is, since he got turned face, they presented it like this is the best John Cena versus the best Cody Rhodes. No, it's not.
It's
I
not.
watched that match and I had on my hater goggles the whole time. Because this man that I saw that was named John Cena, the man that came in with the theme song of John Cena was not John Cena. He's not the guy that I've watched for the past 7 months. Where's the heel guy that I knew? This John Cena is fake.
Let me tell you
So
why.
you think Hill Cena's better?
For the story and leading up to it, yes.
Mm-hmm.
For
Okay.
that match, yes.
For that match, I agree.
You could have Super John versus Super Cody at the end of the farewell tour.
Yeah.
Right now and have him lose the title, and now it's the only upside I can bring to having John Cena lose the title now is every match that he has from this point on, you don't know who's gonna win.
Yeah.
I
That's
mean,
fair.
congrats,
Better
but
be
also
John Cena.
And here's the thing. And this is I don't want to go too much into this yet because this is the next thing I want to talk about. But when you think about why on earth would John Cena become a face the way that he did? He comes out to the normal black screen with just the John Cena, but what symbolizes him actually being a face is his his
Titantron.
jumbotron, his
Yeah.
Titantron and stuff coming on, and him holding up the towel and saying let's get to work. I just pulled up the clip on Instagram. WWE, an average post is getting around 80,000 likes for just like something normal. This got 327,000, triple the normal amount. It's just all for the clip. It's all for the virality because I agree 100% with what Coco was saying earlier. Triple H cooks Lunchables. He cooks viral moments. Think about Joe Henry versus Randy Orton. Bro, that might have been Randy Orton's last ever WrestleMania. And yeah, it was funny, bro. It was funny, but it was a 5-minute match and I get that KO was injured. I get it. You know what I mean? I get that we could have had a better match that was in the works. But there was so much talent back there. Dude, the entire, like, for example, like the whole, I'm not saying they should have been in this, but the whole SmackDown
Karrion
tag
Kross.
division, yeah, the whole
Should've been
SmackDown
Karrion
tag
Kross.
division got left off of the card.
Yep.
And they put on a better match than 90% of what was at WrestleMania on that week. And so it's like, bro, it was funny. I love seeing Joe Hendry. I love the guy. I can't wait for him to be in the WWE one day when he's done with this TNA. But
No,
bro,
he's on NXT.
he's on.
He's
I don't watch
doing
that
both.
mess. I don't watch that mess, so I don't even know. But all I know is listen, bro. I'm ready for him. Hey, I'm ready for him to come to Raw or
Main
SmackDown one
card,
day,
yeah.
so I'll actually
Yeah, I
watch
get
him.
it.
You know what I mean? And but
You're right about
Yeah.
viral moments. You want me to tell you how we know this to be true? You got freaking Jelly Roll wrestling at
Okay.
SummerSlam.
listen,
So when that
Jelly
match
Roll.
listen. It's
let's go.
I will say,
Like a rat out there.
dude, we gotta talk about Logan Paul. That's something I actually want to talk about. Logan Paul,
Yes.
bro.
Yes. Ring
so-
general.
Whenever he jumped from the rope to the desk, bro, it was all knees, all elbows. He protected that man. And you know what's crazy, bro? Like, who would have ever thought we've got Logan Paul putting over Jelly Roll in the
Yep.
Big 25? But this guy, dude, I'm getting to the point. My dad has been saying this. He's been saying
Yep,
that
he
Logan
has.
Paul deserves a title shot for a while. I'm getting to the
Shout-
point
shout
where
out
it's low
Chris.
key. It's low key making sense, bro. He's
Let
awesome.
me say something real quick. I told this to a friend, one of a mafia member, Cody, on Sunday after SummerSlam. First off, look at Bronson with these shoes on his neck.
He looks tough, bro.
So tough. We cannot call Logan Paul a celebrity wrestler anymore.
No.
That man has earned his stripes, and he is putting people over in this ring. This man is a certified WWE superstar.
Mm-hmm.
He ain't no podcaster turned wrestler. Maybe that's how it was, but this dude is a legit wrestler, and I tip my cap to what he just did with Jelly Roll. Logan Paul could put me over in a ring. If he's putting Jelly Roll over in a ring, could you imagine if he had us three?
For real. And dude,
Tip
it's
the
like
cap.
the Miz walked so that Logan could run, bro. This guy's like the
Yep.
Miz on steroids, bro. Real talk.
They started together.
For real. The Miz walked so that Logan could run. You know what I'm saying?
Crazy.
I think that when it's all said and done, Logan Paul is gonna have a better career than the Miz has had. I'm putting that out
Ooh.
there right now. When it's all
You're
said and
that's
done.
wild.
When it's all said and done, bro.
Logan, stop. Okay,
When it's all said and done.
you're trying to get
You about
viral
to make me
moments.
tweak. You about to make me tweak.
I'm pulling a
Tweak
Triple H.
on
I'm
him.
pulling a
Tweak on
Triple
him,
H.
Rococo.
Bro, there's no way.
There's no way.
You know what? And I think that he could have a better reality show than the Miz had as well. Let's go ahead and throw that one out there. Yeah.
I love that Paul Heyman's wearing the Shulafala.
Uh,
They're already jumping him too.
Yep.
But yeah, no, Logan Paul, he's great, bro, and he's continuing to get better and better and keep working on
Yep.
his craft. He's not just showing up and doing the bare minimum. You can tell he really cares about it, and I think he at least deserves a title shot. I'm not saying that he should win, but I do think he could he would put on a great match. But yeah, that's all I had to say about that. But we were talking about the John Cena story.
hold on, can I talk about the tag match? Let me get in.
Oh,
Let me
oh,
get in a little bit.
oh, get in.
I don't know. Jelly Roll like met my expectations, and I don't like that. I wanted to be surprised. He had a pretty basic bag. I realized he spat a lot. Like I'm no, because I was hating watching SummerSlam in a lot of places, and that match was whenever I started hating too. And Jelly Roll like monologued way too much. He spent too much time like talking rather than moving with his body, communicating with that. They did a great job with the in-ring storytelling though, of him getting beat up and the crowd like fighting with him. That was really great. And him taking the pin too, I'm down for it. Like for a first match, it'll do. And he put his body on the line, which I respect. But it was fine. It gets a certified.
That's valid. No, that's valid. Um, Back to John Cena and all that. I don't even know. I don't even know if there's much more I want to say other than that. We had an opportunity for one of the greatest storylines of all time. I think there's just a great. I wouldn't even say that. Just a great storyline, maybe all time with The Rock, heel John Cena. Like Coco said, I was all there for it, and it was just a complete missed opportunity because The Rock really what it was he wasn't committed to it. He wasn't committed to it. He just saw it as a moment. Everybody viewed it as a moment. What were they doing? If you watch Unreal, the whole entire episode is about we wanted to create this viral moment. And that's all that it was. It led to absolutely nothing. It was just a pot simmering for how long has it been? Like 6 months? It's just a pot simmering for 6 months, almost the entire farewell tour, and it led to ultimately nothing. And if you go to Triple H's Instagram, because I just pulled it up, you know that dude always takes a picture with everybody that wins a championship, and he hits his little point. You go look at his post with Cody Rhodes. Every comment says, "We didn't want Cody as champ again. We didn't want this boring champ again. You better give us Roman versus Cena one lap." People are talking about Roman, bro. He's not even in this. Cena and Cody delivered one nice comment right here. We were all booing Cody in MetLife, but absolutely none of it was picked up. Wrong winner, Hunter. We can all agree. It just goes on and on and on and on and on. And I have no idea what they're saying on Twitter because people on there can't be trusted anyways. There's just way too many people with an IQ below triple digits on Twitter. But like, dude, it's like, come on, bro. Like, it's Triple H is it's like, here's the thing. We're never gonna get another Daniel Bryan type of moment. We're never gonna get Roman Reigns turning heel and all of that because Triple H is just gonna shove face Cody down our throats for the next 2 decades until this guy's finally too old to do this crap anymore.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And so it's just like we're never gonna get that moment again, bro, because he doesn't care because it's all about the viral moment. And at the end of the day, what are we all gonna do? We're still gonna watch it, and so it is what it is.
Yeah, I agree. Let's talk about one last thing before we call this pod. Karrion Cross. What's up with this? If you're in viral moments, why is this guy not getting anything? Merch sales, viral moments, getting chanted, and at the events, live and in person, and this dude is not even getting signed. Is it a work? Are they letting him go? They're gonna let him walk? I've been seeing stuff on Twitter that like talked about whenever after WrestleMania how he got on there and like went off in the locker room. At that moment, things went south with him and Triple H. What are your thoughts, Rococo? What do you think? about the whole carrying cross thing.
I think he's done. It
Yeah.
reminds me of whenever I used to play basketball. It was like my ninth grade year, and after tryouts, after the people had like chosen who was gonna be on the team, coaches talked to all of us, all the new guys, and they were like, "Doesn't matter how good you are. Doesn't matter if you can block shots, you can do offense, you can do defense. We play favorites. So if we like you, we're gonna let you play. If
Wow.
you don't, too bad." And that stuck with me. And WWE is the exact same way. We can look at WWE and you know exactly who their chosen guys are. Doesn't matter what they do on or off, in and out the ring. If they're chosen by WWE, they like you, they're gonna stick with you
Yep.
until they can't anymore. And in the exact same way, if they don't, they don't. Aaron Cross got booked, which is a lot more than what a lot of people can say. Aaron Cross got reactions. Aaron Cross got the merch. But for some people, it's they see this, we're gonna shoot you to the moon. Other people, it's they're making noise for you. You sit down and we'll see. Jey Uso, he got that connection. They shot him to the moon. LA Knight,
See, could
for
eat.
a lot of his career, it's been, we'll see. We'll give you a little bit. We won't give you the big thing, but we'll see. And even if LA Knight's in the main event right now, I still feel like he's at that point of, hey, hey, you're nice right now, but we got to keep an eye on you. Karrion Cross, I feel like hasn't been given that true opportunity.
Yeah.
He's been booked. He's had good storylines, but he hasn't had that big showcase moment to prove why he is who he is. Was I a big Karrion Cross fan? No, but I like the idea of him. I like the
Hmm.
concept of him, and I don't believe he was executed at his best during his time. I do gotta say, there was a time on a podcast. I don't remember when this podcast came out where he was talking about the hard worker or like the workhorse of the WWE and how they will get casted out. How they'll do exactly what WWE says, follow through, and they won't get the things they're looking for.
Yep.
And then afterwards, he told people that that was a work.
Mhm. I
As a
did see that.
professional, as a professional at WWE, you never do that. You can't go off 1 second and then just say, "Nah, guys, I'm just kidding." Another second, because you are known for acting.
Yep.
The pure professional thing to do is say, "WWE, I'm about to go into this podcast. I'm about to say this, and this. All right, I'm just joking. Don't fire me," and then go off. But the fact he did those two things out of order,
Yep.
he down talked. He didn't say Logan Paul, but you can look at him and be like, "Okay, this celebrity's getting pushed more than he is." That's a very, very dangerous game to play. And to
Yeah.
keep in mind, Vince McMahon's WWE have released him. And he
Yeah.
came back in that crazy mask. And then on top of that, the years upon months he's been back with the final testament, that fell through. It's like, to an extent, it's how the fans react to you. But it's also how you are presented. How WWE
Yep.
chooses to look
It's
at
true.
you and show you off as a talent. So SummerSlam match 2, boot scoot ending. But we're not talking about that. It's just they're kind of they're like giving they gave Karrion Cross half and expect the crowd to be okay with it and carry the rest of it whenever that's not how it works.
Agree.
Yep. I think he's really gone, bro. I think that's it. And like I just never really got to see him enough to really even care all that much because his character was very complex and it just wasn't told in a super great way. And like I think it would have made a lot more sense. Like big picture, say they were gonna keep him. Like it would have made a lot of sense for Sami Zayn to turn, but he's kind of almost another Cody Rhodes type of character. He's way more like Cody Rhodes is like a 0% chance of turning heel. Sami Zayn, I'd put him at like at a 3 or like a 2 maybe because I think Triple H just loves him so much, bro. And like I think honestly another thing too after watching Unreal is somebody I don't remember who it was but somebody on there said like when you got back through the curtains you would look at like it didn't matter what the crowd thought, all it mattered what Vince thought, right? And Vince is just a way better storyteller than what Triple H is. He was cooking way more with his stories. And so that's fine if I mean some of his stories were absolutely outlandish, You know what I mean? Would get you canceled if that was on the air today. But he's still telling stories. You know what I mean? But here's the thing: if all that matters is Triple H's opinion, we're cooked because that dude doesn't know what he's doing, bro. He just doesn't know what he's doing, and so that's what I think.
Something else that came to mind was TKO is all about the bag. And we've seen this with the releases of main roster talent, NXT talent, even lower than that. Karrion Cross and Scarlett are a package deal.
Yep.
That's two people, two salaries that you got to keep track of. And if they recognize that we can't keep, well, if they want to keep one, they can't. They got to keep them both. So their roster, WWE's roster is only getting smaller. And you could say, hey, you got NXT, you're not calling up people like that. Yeah, I know you got Evolve. I know you got LFG. They It's getting rough. It's rough out here, all in all.
Yeah.
Yeah, and something else that I saw was talking about salaries and stuff. For some reason, even with, Brock not being cleared with the court case ongoing, he was still one of the top highest paid superstars in the entire company. The whole, what is it, like 2 years, 3 years that he's been not on screen. So it's like, what's up with that, bro? We're cutting all these people, but we're paying Brock Lesnar millions of dollars, and then like Mike said this earlier, talking about John Cena picking his opponents. I saw, I don't know if it was a credible source or not. I don't remember what I saw it on, but it said that like the call that Brock Lesnar got was from Triple H, and he said, I think it's, or yeah, it said both Triple H and Nick Khan said it's time for you to come home to Brock Lesnar, bro. And you know that Nick Khan was just seeing those dollar signs and all that, but dude, it's just like, bro, like, I just am not happy at all with the direction the company as a whole is headed. And that doesn't even go into the Slim Jim tables, the Fireball ladders, bro. It's too much. It's too much.
Nate's on fire tonight.
This might be my favorite episode from him. He's been in his bag.
This
He's
is
been
what
in his
happens when you watch.
Yeah, for real. That's all I had to do was watch, bro. All I had to do.
Nah, I mean that's solid. I can't think of anything else. What about y'all?
Just like, I don't know, my final remarks just about everything that I've said, everything that we've said collectively as a group, is I'm not happy with the direction the company's headed, but it's really just a few small changes that could change that. It's just a matter of, will those changes be made, Uh there's a really high percentage chance that in, say, like 3 months, 6 months, Cody Rhodes is getting booed all the time. Every time that he comes out. I mean, I'd be booing him if I was at the arena. It's too bad they'll never come back to Arkansas, because now, oh yeah, the city has to pay to have WWE in the city. And we're not even going to get to go to WrestleMania either, because it's probably going to be in Saudi Arabia next year, bro. Another cash grab. Why are they going there? I don't know. Dollar signs type of thing. You know what I'm saying? But
They want to do two of them.
maybe I'll get
Crazy.
to go one day, bro. Maybe one
Go to
day,
Vegas.
but nah. That's
We'll
so
go to
far,
Vegas.
bro. I don't want to drop that much
Nah,
money, bro.
nah, bro. You could take a flight from Allegiant. It's cheap.
I'm gonna die, bro. I'm not
Nah,
making it
bro.
there.
You just ain't got to bring a bag with you. Rococo, what's your final remarks?
And I could go on all day about SummerSlam and the different matches within it. But if we're talking specifically about WWE and what they could do to fix a lot of this, they really have to stop looking at the bag right now and focus on the bag in the future. It's too focused on right now, focus on the moments. Like when they said, focus on the clips instead of investing in the future. The future and more like, like what I said before, LFG, Evolve,
Mm-hmm.
NXT, WWE. But
Yep.
I mean like for the timelines of those specific companies. And within that, we've always said for months on months, a brand split is the move.
Yep.
And it genuinely would be. We could have both sides to where TKO still has a pay per view every 3 weeks. us as fans, we get to see more people being showcased. Give those like Karen Cross, give those like LA Knight that y'all really support. Give them a show to really dominate on. And the second things get stagnant, make another draft and shake it up. Because this has worked for right now. This roster that we've seen on Netflix, roster that we've seen on SmackDown, they've been there for a while. But like we said, things are getting stale. If they're starting to run out of people to have matches with, y'all brought up Io and Rhea, talked about Seth and CM Punk. There's too many people, too many talents for them to feel stuck and for them to have stuck storylines. So if they focus on the future, long term story booking for important things, shorter term stuff. I was thinking about Rhea and Raquel earlier. The fun match that they had. They could have made that a little bit longer to keep Rhea away from the championship. That's a simple solution, but it's too short sighted.
Solid.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Nate, sign us off.
We'll bet. It's been a great episode. Had a lot of fun on this one. Shout out me for watching, man. I'm gonna keep doing that, even if it,
Go.
even
You're
if it,
such a
even if
flower.
it pains me, bro. I watched SmackDown and I was genuinely bored. Other than when Charlotte and Alexa Bliss had that segment, that was funny, bro. I don't care what anyone
Tony, they're
says.
good.
That
What they
was
got going on is good.
funny, bro.
Yep.
And her putting Chelsea Green in the cake, bro. That was hilarious. She always getting some type of food on her, bro. I don't know what's up with that. But anyways, man, thank y'all for watching. As always, remember, if you're watching on YouTube, you can subscribe to us.
For
You can
Coco,
hit that like button. Wait, what
Seth
happened?
and Punk. You got Seth interfering, attacking
Oh,
Punk.
oh,
Literally, the moment he
oh.
ran in the ring, Rococo rolled his eyes.
Yep,
I could just
there
see
he
it
is.
on
Oh
his
yeah, he's
face.
got the championship still coming out here, bro. It's like, bro, come on, man.
Another thing, hold on. I know we're wrapping up. Another thing that I can't stand. I've noticed this a couple years ago. It's how a lot of matches don't have endings anymore.
This is
It's
so
very
random.
Is
it's
that
very
it?
rare for
Who is
somebody.
this?
Jey
Oh, it's
Uso.
Jay.
It's very rare for somebody to get a 3 count nowadays. There's
Yep.
always has to be interference or somebody looking over here, and that's gonna hurt them too in the future because their strong champions won't look strong because they always have to take a way out.
Yep. What is
That's
the
something they
point
put
of
in
this right now that we're watching?
It's
So
the
Jey Uso
same
came
thing that
back.
happens every time, bro.
That was in SummerSlam. They're making a 6-man tag match, probably for Night of Paris, between these three and those three. John Cena versus Logan Paul. That's someone else that we didn't bring up. Happening at Clash of Paris, which I called.
You did call that.
Hey, you miss it. That match will be fun.
It will. That'll be
I
entertaining.
don't know. Like as a fan, how long it'll take me to get used to having face John Cena on my screen again,
Did
and
he
for it to
spit on
feel
his
right.
hand?
Maybe. It was so
I
free.
didn't see it.
I'm about the wild out. I got to breathe.
Yeah, before Coco crashes out from this interference, I'm gonna just sign us off because we could just keep going. I think we could just keep going, but we just gotta wrap it up. So thank y'all again. Hit that subscribe button.
Yep.
Hit that like button. Spotify users, give us a rating. Leave us a comment. Let us know how you feel about everything we talked about. You know, it's the Midcard Mafia signing off. Remember, that's our slogan. You know, maybe mid on the card, more main event at heart. So we're gonna see y'all on the next one. Peace out.
Peace.